Fishing in summer. If the terrain meets these two conditions, there must be fish nests. The fish situation in summer can be divided into early summer and midsummer, with distinct characteristics. Early summer is a good time for fishing because the water temperature is not too high, and it is around the spawning period for many fish species. However, when it comes to midsummer, the overall water temperature is too high. The shallow water areas with abundant food easily exceed the optimal foraging temperature for fish, thus seriously affecting the length of their foraging time. This is when fishing becomes really difficult in summer. Although the fish situation differs between early summer and midsummer, there is no difference in the selection of fishing spots and weather. The overall water temperature in summer is relatively high, so the idea for choosing a fishing spot is simple. Find places with cool water temperature and high dissolved oxygen. Low water temperature. Fish have an inherent instinct to seek suitable temperatures. Generally, they will look for areas with lower water temperatures when the water is too warm, and areas with higher water temperatures when the water is too cold. They are more likely to be in areas where the water temperature is more suitable. Therefore, in the hot summer, whether it is early summer or midsummer, fish prefer areas with lower water temperatures than the surrounding areas. There are many factors affecting water temperature, but the most critical one is air temperature. Looking for places with low water temperature means finding areas that are cooler than the surrounding areas under the same air temperature conditions. There are roughly several ideas for this. Different water depths have different water temperatures, and deep water is cooler than shallow water. Different orientations result in different water temperatures. Sunny areas receive more sunlight, so the water temperature is higher. Shaded areas block the sunlight, so the water temperature is lower. Flowing water is cooler. Downwind positions are more affected by the wind, so the water temperature is lower. From the perspective of water temperature, the general ideas for choosing fishing spots are: fishing in deep water, fishing in flowing water, fishing in shaded areas, and fishing against the wind. There are some details here. Although deep water is cool, the deeper the water, the greater the water pressure, so small-sized fish cannot move in deep water. For flowing water, we also need to consider the flow speed. There will be no fish in rapid currents. A shaded position does not mean the angler is in a shaded place, but that the fishing spot itself is in a shaded area. Although fishing against the wind is good, it is not good if the wind is too strong. Too high dissolved oxygen. In summer fishing, fish can survive for a long time in excessively high water temperatures, but they are prone to death when dissolved oxygen is too low. Another phenomenon is that when dissolved oxygen is insufficient, fish will surface. This is because the shallow water layer is more in contact with the air, so it has more sufficient dissolved oxygen. Surfacing is a way for fish to seek oxygen. That is to say, the shallow water layer has higher dissolved oxygen than the deep water layer, but the rise and fall of water temperature start from the shallow water layer, so the shallow water layer is also hotter. In summer, some fish species with high demand for dissolved oxygen will move in the shallow water layer and have developed a characteristic of being not afraid of heat, or it can be said that it is the result of evolution, such as grass carp and silver carp. The water temperature affects the level of dissolved oxygen. Low water temperature means low dissolved oxygen. Therefore, areas such as flowing water and shaded areas with low water temperature also mean high dissolved oxygen, which are the favorite fishing spots for anglers in summer. A classic flowing water terrain is flowing water in still water, such as near inlets and outlets, near sluices, etc., which are often places where anglers gather. Shaded places are mainly under trees and bridges, especially under bridges where anglers also gather. Some anglers even dare to take risks and fish in bridge holes. A relatively special shaded position is near aquatic plants. Aquatic plants can block the sun, but the places with aquatic plants are not deep, so the water temperature is still inevitably too high. Fishing in aquatic plants in summer mainly involves fishing in deeper aquatic plant areas or shaded areas formed by aquatic plants, such as near lotus leaves, the shaded side of reed clusters, etc. The upwind position has low water temperature and high dissolved oxygen. As long as the wind is not too strong, this direction becomes a major direction for anglers to choose fishing spots. That is to say, on windy days, first find the general direction, and then look for some special terrains. Please follow, save, and like. Daily updates. Thank you, fellow anglers. Author profile: I am a self-media blogger who loves fishing and is good at sharing. Follow me to exchange fishing skills and discuss every detail of wild fishing for anglers. Give a like, save, and follow to never miss the next update.